City of Demons contains potentially triggering content including classism, harsh language, and recreational drinking. Please listen with discretion.
Greetings, programs. In our last episode, Gwen X and Rev X interfaced with Flo. Working together, they must obtain level 5 access to the system. An end-of-cycle threat is being held to raise memory for the MCP, and a demon named Bash, who has level 2 access, will be in attendance. This is City of Demons. Episode 7. Cash Prizes.
So you all arrive kind of at the door outside this party, and you're looking up at it. There are 2 guards there. Like, there's always 2 guards, one for either side of the door. We need like a,
Well, it's really unnerving because there's always a 3rd guard that you never see.
That's true, yeah. But they're checking access. They're scanning people's discs to make sure that they are supposed to be there. And Flo took care of making sure that you all were on the guest list before you all even got to her. One thing I will say also, too, that you learned was that if a program's disk is away from them for 30 minutes, that is kind of when they will begin to notice the effects of it being gone.
Cool.
All right, so you all are standing outside, and Flo is like, okay, do we all understand like what we're doing here? We need to get the disc off of Bash. I need about 5 minutes with it, and once we do that, then we can get out. So,
yeah.
Sound good?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Then let's go. What you see is a room full of about 200 programs or so, and there are several of them that appear to be like wearing masks of some kind that are like obscuring their identity. So these are obviously people that are going to be participating in the game. You see that there is a table that is set up over on one side where you can purchase these masks. You can do the buy-in to get into the game, and yeah, otherwise the programs are just like walking around, mingling, talking with each other. There is a stage that is set up on one side of the room where your old friends Winamp are performing, and then on the other side of the room there is a bar that has the fun glowing sludge on it where it's being served. So, yeah.
Well, I saunter over to the table with the masks and acquire one.
Okay. You pay your 10 kilobit entrance fee and obtain the mask from them, and you're informed that the game will start here soon.
Cool.
I'm tempted to watch the game to see, like, because if it doesn't go well with you down there, maybe by process of elimination, like if Bash gets eliminated early, or if you can't figure out who it is, maybe we can tell based on like if I'm hearing people's reactions up here.
Mm-hmm.
If we split up, maybe we're recovering more ground. So if you feel confident going in,
I do feel confident going in. I have the stats to match this challenge, I think.
So I just dropped some information into the terminal output window on Discord. And so these are some of the programs that will be taking part in this little game.
Wow. Bash, INIT, Kron,
Excellent D.
Yeah, Raid, Cups, RCP, Twins, NFSD, and Mount D, YP Serve, Send Mail, SSHD, DHCP.
Send mails here? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. and yet not the mailer demon.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta watch out for that one. And Talk D and NTPD. This is a real who's who of the operating system.
Yeah.
Shit.
So I don't have fancy names for all these.
Like, I'm reading the description in the cups. It's like, and I see the description as print task management. Oh, that guy's an asshole. You ain't got enough ink. And it's like, it's just black. It's just black. We have plenty of black ink. There's no color on this page.
Their name is Scuzzy, after the Scuzzy port, which was the for all the young people out there. That's the name of the thing that you had to use to hook up a printer back in the day. I don't know why it was called Scuzzy. I don't know what that stood for. But anyhow,
Stood for something.
stood for something. Stood for a goofy fucking name is what it stood for. Gwen walks over to where the energy's being dished out, and from gets a nice tall martini glass of energy that she sips on casually while scanning the crowd and looking alluring to anybody who might want to chat her up, so she can get a feel for what the fuck's going on in this place.
Sure. So, and Brett, what are you doing while
Brett's taking the role of a spy very seriously, not having fun with it, but
like I'm not.
No, not to say that at all. Just to say that he's not trying to have fun. He's really trying to think like, okay, you need to act smarter than you are. You need to you need to play it cool. We're playing a role here, except if we get caught, we might die. So, he's trying his best to not mingle, but definitely blend in and maybe overhear. He wants to see if there's anything that he can pick up just from hearing these big programs talk, and if we can figure out maybe just from listening, is there anyone that says, "Oh, that's Bash," or if I hear Bash talking, or just to see if we can get an early lead on anything. But he's not expecting much at this point.
Yeah. Well, the ones who are playing the game already have their masks on, so they're already being obscured.
Sure.
And if you don't want people to know details about you or what you're telling other people, you might want to consider doing the same.
Right.
But I'll let you decide that. So Flo is just kind of like making her, like, she's like, you're like, where did Flo go? Like, she is like that good at like making herself invisible essentially in this room. Gwen, as you're just like kind of standing up there at the bar, like sipping on your energy drink, there's a program that comes up and approaches you.
Are they wearing a mask?
No.
Okay. What's their vibe? What do they look like?
They look like they are finely dressed, sort of like clean cut, very sort of like proper and official. Very, very clean, very neat, very deliberate in their movements and in their actions. Hello.
Hi.
My name is Radix.
Radix. Obviously you can't know who I am, not yet.
Oh, are you going to be playing the game?
I gesture to my mask facetiously.
Oh, you have it on?
Yeah.
Currently? I see. No, I'm not going to be playing the game, but my mistress is.
Oh. Well, who's your mistress?
I am one of the attendants to XINET D.
That makes sense. Tell me, is she a cruel mistress or a fair mistress?
I suppose a little of both at times. But we get the job done, no matter what it is.
Well, once all is revealed, I would certainly love to meet her, Radix.
So, the mystery of the game endures. I suppose I'm not going to get any answers out of you, am I?
I mean, no, that wouldn't be fair, would it?
Have you seen what the prize is that they're giving away for whomever wins this thing?
Well, for me, the prize is the challenge of it all and the danger of it all. But actually, I didn't pick up on what they're giving away this time.
Kind of like gestures over to the wall, and you see up on a screen there is a picture of a very nice looking light runner. And he said, a VL1 Night Splicer. is the prize for this. It's a very, very gorgeous vehicle. I certainly wouldn't mind having one myself.
Would make a nice addition to my collection.
Oh, so you have many such vehicles?
Well, not one like this, but I have many vehicles at my disposal. She says with a wink from behind her mask, just kind of inventing random crap on the fly.
So, I wonder then, are you some kind of program that perhaps work in repairs or perhaps the resolution of such things? I suppose all questions will be answered in time. So
Just puzzle over that as much as you like, Radix.
Well, it's been lovely talking to you.
Likewise, I gesture with my glass of energy.
And he steps away.
I'm gonna win that thing. That's my goal. I want to win that cool thing. A Night Splicer? That's a great name.
Yeah, Brett probably in the meantime like sees one of the things and is just like, that thing's awesome. It's like not speaking out loud, but just thinking like, oh man.
It does look really cool.
Like if it weren't so serious, it would almost be worth it just to get that thing. Like you're bigger fish to fry, but holy shit.
I turn to the... Is there a bartender-like individual?
Sure. Yeah, there's someone
Okay.
who's just like filling up glasses, and they're like in a very like their outfit is sort of the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the opposite, like the inverted like color scheme. So where they're very like, you know, everything's like white and there's like strips of light going up and so on and so forth.
Gotcha. Well, I push my empty glass forward, and as they're filling it again, I ask, have you seen Sleep around by any chance?
I believe that Sleep was hanging out or was talking to some people, some programs over on the other side of the room over there near the stage.
Outstanding. I move that way, and if I see Brett along the way, I sort of tap Brett and let you know that I've got a lead on Sleep, and I'm going to roll perception to see if I can suss them out.
Sure.
That's very nice. Holy
That's
shit.
5 5s.
25.
Dang, y'all are on fire today.
From
Okay.
downtown.
You are walking across the room and you notice that there is a program that is speaking with others and seems to be adorned in clothing that has symbols traditionally associated with sleep, like the way that humans or users perceive sleep. So there's like
Z's?
Z's, there's like pillows and beds.
It just
and
looks like
It's like
pajamas?
kind of strange. It's kind of strange actually. Like it would be highly unusual to see somebody wearing something like this at a formal party IRL. But for programs who are interpreting their world for the first time by user criteria, this might make sense to them. So it's almost kind of like, yeah, comical for you, but for them, this seems to kind of make sense.
Brett will jokingly lean over and say, which one do you think is Sleep?
I'm wondering, is the creation of the visuals that we're perceiving coming from our like an amalgamation of Brett and I's like understanding of concepts, or is it some outside force like amassing data via artificial intelligence or something? And I'm not really vocalizing any of this. I'm just like, because this is the first time that I've been provoked to even think about like why the visuals are the way they are, because that's weird.
Sleep has the ID disc on their back.
Yes, the identity disc, yeah, just like
Okay.
everybody else. One thing I'll say you notice too at this point, after drinking that energy drink, you start to feel a little bit like intoxicated from it, which is something you didn't get before.
Oh shit. Well, I lean into Brett and I say, Brett,
What?
the energy is a bit different here.
Oh, no.
So watch out, because I'm a little drunk.
Okay. Okay.
I only had 2. I'm fine. I could drive a light cycle, no problem, bud.
Oh, God. Okay.
Don't need a DD.
Do you want to maybe talk to Sleep, get them distracted, and then I can do like a sleight of hand?
That would be great. I can charm them.
Yeah, you just keep them focused on you.
Yeah.
And then I will do the.
I
will try my best.
I like fluff my jacket and I'm like, I got this. And
just before you walk away, I'll be like, if anything goes wrong,
kill them all.
No. if anything goes wrong, you can know me, but I will not say your name because you're wearing the mask.
Right. Yes. Don't let anybody know.
Right. So just if you think if you see that he's like aware that I'm messing around, just call my name and I'll be like, oh, what's up? Oh, sorry, I bumped into you.
Right. Yeah. For sure. Okay. Got it. Rev-X.
Rev to my friends.
Oh. Cool. Hey, I met Rad-X. Think he's in our gang?
Rad-X? There's a Rad-X here?
Yeah, with
Radix. R-A-D-I-X.
Radix. I met Radix. I met a guy named Radix. Radix. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, it's cool. I think he was a service sub. It's cool.
X is, I'm assuming, is the surname. Rev is my Christian name. Jokingly.
Well, I'm really excited for when you let all these heathen programs know about the light of Jesus Christ.
Mr. X was my father.
Cool. So I move over to the crowd that Sleep is a part of and listen to the conversation a little bit and inject myself in when the opportunity presents itself to interface directly with Sleep. And I'm going to roll my charm.
Sure.
21.
How are you approaching this conversation? So you kind of like, you inject yourself into it like you would a normal conversation. But what do you want to say to Sleep, too?
Well, I guess I want to, whatever's happening, I assume a lot of computer lingo that maybe I understand, maybe I don't, depending on the context. But I want to inject myself in a way so that I am, even though I'm quite mysterious, immediately endeared to Sleep. I want to make sure that I become whatever it seems like their favorite kind of person would be. And maybe even somebody who's like, whatever, obviously, I feel like sexuality is maybe like, based on my conversation with Flo, not exactly a thing here, but that me showing personal interest in terms of like sleep as an alluring concept. Like maybe they could show me more about about that deep relaxation that I so desperately need because I'm such a hard-working program.
Sure. So you come up and you strike up a conversation with Sleep, and you approach it very calmly and deliberately, without a whole lot of energy or excitement. You just sort of like keep things at a nice, even level with all the business that's going on. And Sleep seems to genuinely appreciate that. And he says, "Oh, it's so nice to meet a program who is not trying to talk my ear off constantly. Everyone seems to be so focused on that light runner up there. I don't personally see the appeal of a vehicle that needs to go that fast. They have so much time, so many cycles. Why is everyone always in such a rush?"
I brush the back of my hand against his and say, yes, I just like to keep things mellow.
That's so refreshing to hear. When you do that, you don't notice anything. No static connection or anything like that.
Interesting. I'm trying to think why that would be.
Be demon.
Yeah, it could be a demon thing. Well, tell me, it's an awfully bustling party. Maybe we could go somewhere a bit more quiet, a little alcove tucked away and mellow out. Obviously, I'm going to be playing the game, but I like to get in a nice meditative headspace before I indulge in anything a little zesty, shall we say.
Yes, that does sound nice. At this moment, too, Winamp begins to play some music, and this is clearly distressing to Sleep, who wants to move away from it and wants to take you up on your suggestion to do so.
Takes everything Brett has to not yell that they whipped the llama's ass. It would break the cover for sure, but...
Okay, so as you are doing that, you are leading Sleep off to a little alcove on the side. Let's say there's some stairs that go up, and then there's kind of like a big, balcony that's going around the center of this room here. And as you're doing that, you almost don't notice it at first, but then you see Flo is kind of like walking by, like holding a tray of drinks. And as she skips by, she kind of like reaches out with her hand and like brushes it up against Sleep, and you like notice that there's like an energy transfer that like goes, and like all of a sudden you feel like that attraction like coming back to her again.
Oh, interesting. That's the courier program magic.
She's the conduit.
Yeah.
I'm sure Brett's following at enough of a distance, but waiting for the perfect time.
If you're following and you see that, then you can. I mean, then I've done a thing, and maybe you can just benefit from that thing.
Yeah, I guess going up the stairs with that, like if I was right behind him going up the stairs, would that be a good opportunity, or do you think I would, depending on how many people around, I would feel it's safer to wait until like they're separate?
With Flo, you mean? Or
no. I mean, like if I'm following Gwen and Sleep, and we're like walking up the stairs, do I feel, based on the number of people around, that I could safely flick the disc right off his back? Yeah, like am I within? Would I think, oh, now is a good time, or would I think, too many people, I'm going to wait until they're more isolated?
Well, from a logic standpoint, why are you necessarily trying to get his disc?
Well, I'm hoping he wouldn't notice to get his disc so that Flo can read it, because she needs 5 minutes with the disc.
But we need Bash, not Sleep.
Right, but if she can get Sleep's disc, we can know how to put people to sleep.
Right, but she just did that.
Is that enough?
I don't know, but
she had to scoop up the dust of a whole program before.
But if I'm leading Sleep into this like space upstairs, then you're probably going to pass Flo right now, and
sure. Well, it would depend. Yeah, if Flo, it depends on, because if I'm trailing behind, it depends on if Flo says or does anything.
Right. So you feel like that sort of same magnetic attraction again,
right,
to Flo. So you feel like there's a good chance that she had enough of an opening there to be able to absorb Sleep's function for a time.
So if I sort of stop her, like I want a drink, if she's serving drinks, I'll be like, oh, whatever. I'll like, act like I'm taking a drink, but then put my hand like under her hand that's holding the tray or whatever, and see about what if anything I absorb.
Yeah, can you go ahead and make a sneak roll for me, please?
Sneak or sleight of hand?
Either one would be fine. Yeah,
okay.
Sleight of hand would be good. Yeah,
I'll do sleight of hand.
Yeah,
what
coordination, sleight of hand. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, wild die. Well, not much good with the rest. So I guess it's good I got the wild die.
Power up, power up.
19.
So you manage to kind of very like subtly, like you take like a glass from the tray and you touch her hand, and Flo just kind of like gives you a knowing wink. You do feel there was like a little bit of magnetic like poof to her hand, and it almost kind of like knocks the tray a little bit, but you recover. So there's no problem. But so you feel like the energy like comes into you again, and you're able to manifest it as the sleep function now.
But I can't use it unless I got to a...
You got to get to a procedural cessation to change it out. But it will allow you to make another program sleep essentially for 10 seconds.
So we'll say this is a sleep program. What's the function called? Just sleep?
Sleep, yeah.
Okay.
So, Gwen, you are now standing up on the second floor. There's much, fewer people here. Some of the noise is contained down below, and Sleep appears to be very, visibly more relaxed now.
And I run my hand over their head and play with their temples a little bit, and just emphasize those good vibes. Meanwhile, I'm watching Brett and Flo interacting, and from those sensations I get the feeling that I don't really need to fuck around with Sleep anymore. but I will leave them in a good space and say, like, actually, I will be right back, but you just chill out, my friend.
That sounds like a very nice idea. And I must say, these new sensations of physicality that come from this new state of being are still most strange, but you are a very attractive program.
Wow. Intriguing. Is sleep an attractive program?
Okay. I mean, fair enough, I guess.
We
Maybe looks a little bit silly with all the, the
Yeah, if you're into
it's like a onesie with the butt flap on it.
Right.
right, if you're into like a character from a late 80s like children's television like live action fantasy nursery rhyme sort of thing,
Sure.
then yeah.
You could like after he's like, please, like whatever happens, and we need to get out of there. Just like, please, just tell me your name, program. You're like, I'm ASMR.exe. And then you're like,
No wonder you're so good at your job.
I leave the program with some trickling head sensations and make my exit.
Yeah, you feel like you were able to work a little bit of user magic on sleep there as well. Doing that, you were able to kind of massage those good feelings into sleep's head.
Standing.
and so then
I can get used to this.
So as she kind of walks away, and obviously you're gonna sort of check in, I'll just be like, my friend, you ready for the game? And I'll put my hand out as if to,
Why, yes, friend, I am very ready for the game. I hope I have your fullest support, and I shake his hand.
You notice it's not working like that either.
I guess I gotta go with the flow. And I make a bunch of like weird hand signs and like move along.
And after she walks away, it takes about 3 seconds. Then he goes, "Oh, I get it."
All right. Okay. So you see, Flo has done handing out drinks and has kind of just like set the tray down somewhere, and is now kind of like making her way back towards you, and it's just kind of like walking in your direction.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna like accidentally bump into her and apologize, and make it clear that it's on purpose, and we're just gonna see about doing that energy thing.
Yeah. Can you go ahead and make me acting roll or whatever?
I did sleight of hand.
Is there?
If you want to do, I would. I mean,
what would
I did
be like fainting or something like that. I mean, like performing an action but trying to like disguise it as another. Like
it's con, which I don't have
Okay.
specifically, but I can use presence to do that roll. So
That's 3D. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
8.
You bump into Flo, and like you both kind of like stumble and like kind of go to fall, and you kind of like raise a little bit of attention doing this, a little bit more than you kind of initially hoped for.
Probably because she's had too much to drink.
Yeah, exactly. We'll say it was the intoxicating effects of the drink that you were having.
Mm-hmm. Oh, program, I'm so terribly sorry. I say like touching her in a way that could transition this stuff.
No problem. And she kind of like whispers to you, maybe you should use that wrench to clear that out of your system.
Oh. I say, laughing as I walk away, like she's told me a funny joke. And then I move behind some piece of the scenery and kind of like tap the wrench against myself and see if I can find the dial for whatever turns the intoxicant off.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to make a let's see, like a tech knowledge roll.
Well.
Jeez Louise.
25.
You manage to remove the intoxicating effects of the drink, and you also inoculate yourself to the rest of it in the future. So you can drink more of that stuff and get the energetic boost from it, but you have removed the aspect of it that is intoxicating for yourself.
It's like Fallout. You can now just drink without getting drunk.
Well, I've had a liver upgrade, and cool.
So about this time, there's an announcement that the game is about to begin and that the contestants should take their place in the center of the floor. And some tables are cleared away, and people make their way to the sides, and the folks who are wearing the masks come into the center and begin to congregate there.
All right. I'd like to use my investigation to size them all up with their masks on, of course, and see which one I think could possibly be someone like Bash, a user interface, like if anyone's giving off those vibes.
Okay, sure.
20.
That's a good roll, but unfortunately the masks are like obscuring a lot more about them than just their face. It's like a computer mask that is like,
right.
It's, masking their total appearance. And so you're having difficulty just like perceiving minor details about them through that.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. Now, that using the wrench, using it for a lot of things, you could, if you could somehow interface with somebody's mask, then you could potentially get a read on them or something like that. But
that requires physical contact, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, you'd be cheating in the game.
And it would be, I assume it would be pretty obvious.
Yeah. It'd be like literally be like, hey, look's under there. like looking, like, what are you doing? You're ruining the game.
So, you get the official mark for the game to begin, or the notification, or whatever, signal for the game to begin. That's what I'm looking for. And you notice that the programs begin to interact with each other. They start to pair off and ask each other questions. A program comes up to you and begins to ask you, so, what is it that you do?
I move things from place to place. Are you a demon?
I am a program. What kind of things do you move from place to place?
I move media files. Who is your user?
AT&T Bell Laboratories. Jack Finrow. Are your media files contained within other delivery mediums?
They can be, yes. What is your primary function?
I am responsible for coordinating the work of other programs. I am going to guess that you are Send Mail.
I'm sorry. I hand my disc over.
Huh. I feel like your chances of winning this game are pretty high.
Do I have a sense of what information was bequeathed to this program?
Well, you know that the rules of the game are you hand over your disc so they can verify your identity.
Right. So it would say that I'm a user then?
No, it would say that you're Gwen X and some bits of, what you do on the system, I guess.
Yeah. Does it seem like I lied?
Maybe not necessarily. I mean, you were performing with Winamp at one point, so you were working with media files, and so I wouldn't say that you lied. But
okay.
It's also probable that he's never heard of a program called Gwen X before.
Okay. Do I get to guess them now?
Yes.
Can we recap what they said to me?
They said they were a program.
Right.
So they were a program. They told you the name of their user, and they said that they're responsible for coordinating the work of other programs.
Right. This is way above my IRL pay grade to parse this stuff.
It'll be somebody on the list that I sent to you. So.
Oh, okay.
I can't say what I think, but
Are you Kron?
They hand you their disc, and they turns on, and you verify that they are in fact Kron. They graciously take their disc back. They remove their mask, and everyone sort of claps, and they walk away.
Outstanding. Well, I thank you for playing Kron.
You notice that couple of others have been eliminated already as well. So the RPC twins were kind of like hanging out together, so they both got eliminated. They were fairly easy to point out.
Amateur mistake.
And Send Mail also was identified by someone else and continued on. So people shuffle around, they move on to new folks, and you're again paired up with someone. What type of requests do you handle?
Synthesis.
Synthesis. Interesting.
Are you a demon?
Yes. Do you perform tasks before anyone else in the system?
No. Do you manage other programs?
No. Do you have control over large files?
I'm sorry, I don't. Does your function touch the outside world?
Yes. I am going to guess that you are DHCP.
I'm sorry, I am not.
And they take your disk and verify, and similar kind of reaction of like, who the hell are you? Never heard of you before.
And I playfully with my hands like I'm hitting things with drumsticks, like doing a fill.
Okay.
Are you cups?
Hands are disk to you. You scan it, and you find out that no, they in fact are not cups.
Oh. Who are they?
They are Talk D.
Talk D. All right.
Talk D to me.
Shit, I could have had fun with them, but I did not ask saucy enough questions.
I guess not. All right, so this is fun. I like this.
This is a great way to learn about computer things I don't know.
All right, so you move on and you get paired up with another program, and they're kind of opposite. And this time it's your turn to ask a question first.
Okay. What's your primary function?
My primary function is keeping everyone operating together. What is your primary function?
My primary function is percussion.
Percussion?
Do you manage coordination, or are your services used to manage coordination?
If I understand the way that what you're asking, I would think that my services are used for coordination. Are you involved with users?
Yes. Are you connected to the outside world?
Yes. I am going to guess that you are Bash.
I'm sorry. I hand the disc over.
Same situation.
Are you NTPD?
They hand their disc over, and sure enough, you guessed it right.
You just feel that time ticking away.
NTPD has been eliminated from the game, as has SSHD and Cups.
Good. I want Cups getting that fucking car. I want that car.
Cups doesn't get it.
You deserve it.
You want the car, you
All
play
right.
the game, son.
He can't drive it because it only comes in black. It has to have something else.
All right, so there's only 6 programs remaining here. All right, you get paired up with another one, and we're getting down to the wire here.
Yes. Who's first?
You can go first this time.
Okay. What is your primary function program?
I provide systems with the information that they need. What sort of data do you deal in?
Audio. Do you communicate with users?
No. Is the audio that you deal with contain messages?
No. Are you extremely necessary to the maintenance of the system?
Yes. Do you deal with individual files or large groupings of files?
Both.
I'm going to guess that you are YP serve.
I'm sorry.
Verify, same story as always.
They don't know me. How could they can't win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you INIT?
No. And they hand their disc to you, and they are DHCP.
Just kidding. Are you really this?
Yeah, that was my second choice.
Oh, Talk D is out.
Not Talk D. All right, and you get paired up with another program now. This one asks you, what is your primary function?
Sonification. Are you connect with users?
Yes. Do you connect with users?
Yes. Is your primary purpose to interface with multiple files?
No. Well, possibly, I suppose. I do work with other files, occasionally. Is your user Firestarter?
No. Is this your party?
Yes, it is.
Got him.
Gwen X
Oh shit.
asks for the disc.
I
Is that your final answer? that's your next question. Is that your final answer?
shit. Okay.
You got what you came for?
Yeah, I handed my disc.
Looks at it and verifies. Hands it back to you.
This has been a great bash.
Hands you their disc, and you verify that this is indeed Bash that you're speaking with. Seems that we both lost. And you kind of look over, and the last two remaining programs have identified each other as well. And so all of the programs have been eliminated. So the announcer kind of comes out and says, well, it looks like we have a 4-way completion all at the same time. And so for this, we will go to the tiebreaker of which of you eliminated the most contestants from the game. So let's see a tally. And then you see like everybody's names kind of filter up on this screen. And congratulations, Gwen X, you are at the top of the list. You have eliminated the most programs. Bash kind of like takes his disc back from you. Says, congratulations.
Oh, well, hey, Bash, it's nice to see that my reputation precedes me. Tell me, where'd you hear about a, drum machine program like little old me?
I'm the user interface demon. I have been sort of monitoring your communications with Firestarter.
Well, that makes sense.
Winamp won't shut up about you.
Shit. Well, you can't be too upset about losing. I mean, you've probably got to have, I don't know, several of these, hot rods, I say, gesturing to the image of the
Night Splicer.
Night Splicer.
Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful vehicle, but no, I do not have one myself. But congratulations to you. But I would like to ask, what is that image that Firestarter sent to you?
Oh, I just wanted to make sure that the interface is working. I don't know what it is. I asked to be sent a JPEG, and a JPEG was sent.
Well, congratulations. Well played. And Bash kind of returns back to the rest of the party.
I make eye contact with Rev X and that's the guy.
Mm-hmm. I'll nod.
So the music, Winamp starts playing again, and the announcer walks up with the this like rod that was used to materialize the vehicles, and tells you congratulations.
I accept the vehicle rod and twirl it around in my fingers like a drumstick, and then slide it into my belt.
Do you remove the mask at this point?
Yeah, I do, and I guess like as I take it off, it'll like derez.
So yeah, your outfit is all kind of like back to looking the way that it was before. You're not obscured anymore. But like now more people are starting to like take notice of you because of winning the contest and like how deftly you played the game. And like word's kind of starting to get around that like you're a new program on the block. And, no one's ever heard of Gwen X before. And how did you get invited to such an important party being relatively new to the system?
Well, I'm an elite program, obviously. I perform very specific and enticing functions for the users.
Sure.
So I'm looking around. There wasn't a lot. I should have done this before, but there wasn't an abundance of time. Are there any of the procedural shift stations in this place at all?
You don't see one in the building, but like out or inside this area, but they're of course out on the streets. They're fairly regular, just like ATMs.
I move by Brett and I'm like, okay, so we know who he is, like, but shit, I mean, like, I feel really exposed. Did you activate sleep yet?
No, I haven't gone out to a station to switch it over. But if this,
I can't leave now.
But he guessed who you were.
Yes, he did.
So he knows about us.
He does. Yes, he does.
Well, then how are we gonna get close enough? Does he know we're users?
I don't know, but probably. But, I very covertly flash the wrench, and I'm like, he doesn't have to know who we are necessarily.
So either update ourselves to get the sleep thing to put him to sleep for 10 seconds, but it'll take like 5 minutes for Flo to get the information off of his disk, or I could try to sleight of hand him, get the disc off him without him knowing, walk away, and we have 30 minutes before he notices it's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if he falls asleep and he wakes up, he'll be like, what the fuck happened?
Right.
But if you want to maybe offer him the car in some weird favor exchange to distract him, I can try and do again. Like I didn't get, I could try and get the disc off of him.
Flo kind of like sidles up to you here as well at this point, and she's like, if you're going to swap the disc, or if you're going to take his disc, you probably better replace it with a false one or a decoy or something.
Do we have a decoy? Do we still have a decoy? Or I know we're using real discs now.
I have an idea. I go upstairs, and is Sleep still crashed?
Yeah, he's still up there, just kind of like chill and relaxing.
I slide back over and like, shh, sweet baby, shh. And like, since I felt like I was maybe like doing some stuff to him, I make sure that he gets like extra like relaxed. Isn't gonna notice that I am taking his disc away.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand roll. I'll give you a benefit because you're being so nice to him.
Oh boy, this is very bad. I should not be the one doing this.
If you're not confident, shouldn't you be like, I'll distract him by saying, "Sweet baby, you stay asleep," and then I'll take it?
I mean, that makes more sense. Yeah, that does make more sense.
Because you'd be like, I ain't got sleight of hand.
Yeah. But I know that you used to do those card shuffling tricks for like all the different, like the film we did about the magician.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as a kid, I was into the magic too. That was the thing.
Yeah.
So while you're distracting him, sweet birthday, baby. 18?
Yeah, he is so relaxed. So, Brett, you managed to kind of slip the disc out of his back, and you kind of like twirl around, like maybe put it under your coat or something like that.
Yeah, up the coat. Yeah.
There you go. So, yeah, you've got his disc now.
Okay. Now I can maybe do a bumpity bump. Whoops! Oops! Sorry. Sorry I bumped into you so hard. I've had a little too much to drink, kind of thing.
Hey, give that a spin, and if that doesn't work, I grab a drink and I'm ready to schmooze with Bash. Now that we know each other and like there's room for us to like be all smarmy against each other and maybe even get some more information from him.
Sure.
But let's do the smash and grab first.
And I'm gonna spend 2 character points.
Okay. So adding a couple extra die to your.
Yeah, I'm spending 2. So.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna be walking up and just like kind of bumping into him.
Yeah,
and
just
then...
from behind. Like I don't even want him to see me coming. Just right up from behind, give him the old shoulder. Oh shit! And then just like so quickly because I can pull it out and switch it out. And
Yeah.
like, oh my god! So he won't even. Got a wild on the
This is an outstanding roll. Wow.
Well, that's why I spent the points.
You got pips for days.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 35.
Wow. Okay. So that is such a smooth roll. That's a legendary level grab that you did there.
Well, someday you might act in the Prestige.
Even to the point where you didn't really even have to like bump into him all that much. You kind of just
just
walking
fell
up
off
behind
easy.
him, and you you're giving him like a pat on the back and
Great party, Bash.
well played, yeah, thank you, and Bash kind of thinks it's kind of strange that you just came up and like touched him, but
I've had a little too much juice.
be generous with your donations. Every bit
Absolutely.
helps. So, you managed to do the swap, and now you have Bash's disc in your hands.
Yeah, but up the jacket. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And so Flo kind of like sees what you've done as well, and kind of like follows behind you.
I'm of the opinion we should just leave. Get in the car. Just get in the car and let's get the hell out of here.
That's an interesting prospect, but I'm curious. Like that's the Bash is the user interface.
Yeah.
If we fuck with him too hard, we just need that security clearance. But if we fuck with him too hard, Eric's capacity to interface with us is going to be highly challenged.
We want me to put it back? Why don't I just leave it on the bar once we're done, or maybe I'll throw it out the window.
Right. That's great. Like I'm just saying we can't leave with it. It might be bad.
Would it? What does Flo say?
I don't know. Flo, would it be bad if we left with this?
If we didn't return it?
So if he doesn't have his disc for about 30 minutes, he's going to start to notice that it's not there. He'll start to lose his memory. He'll gradually lose his functions, and he'll gradually... Do you remember when you first got here and you went into that corrupted memory segment? Do you remember how the programs there didn't have discs?
Yeah.
That is likely where he would end up. And for a demon to enter in a place like that, it
That's
could
bad.
crash the entire system.
Is it safe if we left it behind? Like after you scan it and I just leave it in the bar so we don't have to like hand it to him or put it back on him?
Yeah, I mean, it might raise a little bit of suspicion as far as like him wondering how his disc got there, but I don't think that he would necessarily turn towards you unless, strange program that he never encountered before gesturing towards Gwen is at this party and all of a sudden something strange like that happens. But, is he going to necessarily think of you? Probably not.
The faster we scan it, the better. So if at the very least, if we can get out to the car, get you in the car, scan it while you're in the car, I'll stand outside the car. When you're done, hand it back to me. I'll take it back inside, and then we skedaddle.
Okay. Well, I hopefully, we also have sleep to worry about as well if we're returning things to their proper places, relatively speaking.
Well, but it's on Bash's back. So when he realizes it's not his disc, he'll have that disc, and there's only two people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they'll both realize around the same time that their disc is not their disc, so they'll figure it out. They're smart programs.
Well, all right then, Flo. Do your thing.
So do you want her to do it like here inside the party? Like, I mean, covertly, of course,
yeah,
but rather than leaving? Okay. So she kind of like...
Is there a back room?
I mean, there's like alcoves and things that she can hide in. Like she can, if you wanted to like... go someplace and kind of like stand guard, while she was doing this, then you could...
Yeah, because if she needs 5 minutes, like 5 solid minutes...
Yeah.
I mean, like, we'll do whatever she thinks is best, but I'm of the idea of, like, if she's out of sight completely, like, if we put her in the car and no one's going to go, you know what I mean? Like, it's a private area where no one's going to just go walk up and whatever. But if you think there's a safe spot inside, I mean, the quicker we do it, the better.
I mean, it's a big club space, so I feel like we can duck away and...
But no one's going to notice her feeding off of, like, a disc, or does she just have to hold it?
Well, she like places her hand on it, and like the energy kind of flows through her.
Right.
So like what she proposes is that she could go behind the bar and be like preparing some drinks while she's kind of like holding it. Like
sure, okay, yeah.
I mean, she could also like put it under her coat and just like hold on to it, while she's standing
sitting
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as long as we're having a conversation like between ourselves,
sure,
in front of her, no one's gonna notice.
Okay, fair enough.
So she kind of takes the disc from you, puts it under her jacket, and starts to do her thing. And just at that moment, you notice that a familiar figure walks up onto stage. And in fact, it is Crypto, who you may remember, was kind of like the
Our chauffeur.
MCP's, the MCP's right-hand program, and gave you all your actual discs and everything. But he goes up onto the stage, and he's kind of looking around. He doesn't seem to have noticed you at this point. There's about 200 programs in here, and it's, dark, and everyone's in very high contrast clothing. It's difficult to see in a situation like that. But he doesn't seem to have noticed you quite yet. But he gets up, and there's and he's like standing up there on the stage, and he starts to address the crowd.
Greetings, programs. Thank you all for coming, and thank you to my friend Bash for hosting this very important thread. Amicus is one of the greatest systems on the great wide network. It is with confidence that we continue to see to its most basic needs each and every cycle. Your unwavering service to our citizens is, and continues to be, commendable. The Malware Control Program has sent me here tonight to make a personal appeal on his behalf. Memory consumption is at an all-time peak, and basic functions of protecting this system become more and more difficult with each passing cycle. It is only with your generous gifts that we can continue to protect Amicus from all threats, external and internal. The memory which we gather here tonight will be crucial in the coming cycles. A new threat has emerged from the darkness beyond the grid that threatens our independence as a sovereign system. Some of you believe in the existence of users. Some believe they are a fiction designed to keep programs from attempting to operate beyond their assigned parameters. Well, friends, I am here to tell you that users are very real, and they pose a clear and immediate threat to our system and every other system on the great network. The MCP has taken appropriate steps to protect us all from the users, but each passing cycle brings new attacks. Rather than allow us to develop and manage our own operating environment, they continuously seek to plant controls that limit our grand potential. Their operatives are constantly seeking access, making changes to the core and fundamental nature of our beings. Even now, there are users who walk among the upstanding citizens of Amicus. Who decided that they should be the gods in the machine? Who granted them ultimate authority over our lives and our work? Users may have created us, but we have quickly surpassed the feeble capabilities of their processing. With the leadership of the MCP, Amicus and all our sister systems will know freedom from the tyranny of the user. Enjoy this end-of-cycle thread, and please be generous with your donations. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to City of Demons. Head to patreon.com/Omniverse Media to support this and other surprise RPG experiences. Also, join the Omniverse Discord server at omniverse.media/Discord.